Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another SPB System Builder update. This month I've been concentrating on multi-searches. We've had the feature in the Grey Hall Spot members area for quite some time to be able to combine links, but unfortunately I let the system slip a little bit and it's not been up to date as far as the S32 links are concerned. Well, I've sorted that out now, and now we can duplicate or add S32 links together. Now there's always the rule, or there is a rule as far as this is concerned. Systems must be like for like. In other words, they must be both be back, they must be both, or they must be both all backs, all lays, or all place. It's no good mixing and matching, it won't work very well. Two is if you're using positional information or price range information, then all the systems that you use on a multi-select or multi-link system must follow the same rules. So in other words, if you're using favourites, then all the systems that you combine use favourites. If you're using a price range between 1 and 10, then all the systems will have to use the price range between 1 and 10, because basically the way the whole system works is that we have this sort of setting information, and it has to be at the end of the file, which tells the Grey Hall Spot what to do. The other thing is that when you combine systems using the multi-link system within the Grey Hall Spot members area, it deletes duplicates, so it will only bet on one runner once, and it will ignore any other runner from any other system that is the same. So there's no duplicates. So people can. It's one of those things actually. People do complain sometimes because they've been on a lace selection or a back selection that's lost 3 times when they've been running different systems, so it gets away from that. But of course, if you get a winner on all 3 systems, you only get it once. So swings and roundabouts, but I think most people would prefer just to be on one runner once, but that's the way the system works anyway. Okay, so we have this new feature called multi-search. Now basically what it does is it remembers every search you've done, and it does remember all of them. So if you do a number of searches on 55% test, it will show them all here. But you can clear it out at any time just by activating it and delete searches. And now if I run it, you'll see I've got no searches. So we'll run the 55% test again. A couple of things here. So we've got 83 points profit, and we've got a strike rate of 51.69, and we've got a longest losing run of 6 and a longest winning run of 10. So we'll try and remember those, because when we come to combine them, I want to see what it's actually like. So I'm just writing down a couple of figures here while I talk to you, so I know. Okay, so we're now load in another search, which I'm calling the Chase and Hurdle favourite system. So again, it's a favourite system. It's a new system I've been looking at, and I'm going to put on live trial very shortly. And we run that one as well. Now, as you can see, it's actually very similar to the other one. It's got about the same amount of points. It's got roughly the same strike rate. Longest winning run is a bit lower, but the longest losing run is a bit higher. It was 6 on the other one, it's 9 on this one, and it was 16 on 55% favourites, but it's only 14. So we can now combine those two systems and see what will happen if we run them together. Now, remember I said that we'll keep it for the moment as we won't use duplicate selections. We'll do what we would do if we were multi-combining them, and so they delete one of the selections. So we'll do a search on that. So we've got the results now. So we've got 122 points. Now together, if we had done them separately, it was about 160 points. So we've lost 40 odd points somewhere. And that would be on the duplicate selections. We've our strike rate's 50.54 combined. Again, that's probably down slightly because of the duplicates. Our longest winning run though is only 11. Is only 11 compared to our 14 or 16 on the other one. And our longest losing run is 7, which is roughly around the same as the one we had before. So we've not done a great deal of improvement, but we have combined them. Now if we look at this again, but this time what we'll do is we'll keep duplicate selections. So in other words, we would run these systems separately. So as you can see, we've got more selections because we've kept the duplicates. Our profit's higher, our strike rate's slightly higher, our longest losing run is higher, and our longest winning run is a little bit lower. So we've lost here and we've gained there, and we've obviously gained quite a bit of quite a few points, which is obviously important. But the reason I want to show you this is how we can use combining systems to maybe make a little bit more profit than we could separately, or possibly could separately. Depends on which way you look at it. But what we're really trying to do is probably help ourselves out as far as longest losing runs are concerned. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and tick off keep duplicate selections, and we're going to do a search back so we were where we were before. So now we're back to that 122 points, 50 strike rate. We're back down to that longest losing run of just 7 and that longest winning run of 11. Now staking is obviously very important, whether you're using 1% of the bank or whether you're increasing your bank by a certain amount every so often when your bank increases, that sort of thing. So we have some options, and we can test those options by when we combine the systems. So let's go for 1% of the bank first of all, and we'll check those results. Okay, now this banker still includes that 100, so take that off, which leaves us 214. So that's actually quite a bit better than, in fact we made up those 80 points just by using 1% of our bank. Now if we used 1% of our bank separately on those two systems, it may be more, but we're just combining the systems to have a look and see what happens. Now one of my favourite ways of doing this is the up and down, especially when you get a lot of winners. This works quite well. So I'm going to go down by 20 points because I just want to go back down to 1 point whenever I get a win. And every time we lose, we're going to go up by just 1 point. So that means that our second bet will be 2 points, our third will be 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, and all the way up. Now remember, we've got a 7 losing run, so you really need to have a look at that and see how that affects your bank, because even though we're only going up by 1 point, we've lost 1 point, we've lost 3 points, we've lost 5 points, and it goes up like that. So be a little bit careful about how many points you're losing, and certainly use stop losses and things like that when you start to think about staking, especially any form of recovery staking. So we can check those results. And as you can see, that's made a bit of difference as well, and put the bank up even more. So that seems to work quite well as well. Our bank did go down to 85.53 at some stage. I don't know where that was, but it might have just been at the start. Yeah, so that's where it went down at the start. Apart from that, it's been working its way up ever since. So that seems to work very, very well, combining those two systems. So this new feature will allow you to have a look at combining systems, see what the results are, see if there's a way, especially with these systems where you get longer losing runs. When you're going for a lower strike rate but higher profit, you might find combining 2 or 3 of those might get over some of those really long losing runs where you're going 15, 20, 25, 30 or even more. If you've got 2 or 3 systems combined, you may find that works really well, and I'm going to do some work on that next month to see what happens when we do that. But at the moment I'm really interested in high strike rate systems and whether you can make profit from them. Prices are low, but as we've shown with SAW, stop at a winner, there is profit there if you just stick to it. Okay, it's not hundreds of points, but then how many systems actually do give you back hundreds of points? Normally we're scratching around for 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 points a month if we're really, really lucky, but most of the time we're scratching around for 5 or 10. and especially when we go into the winter season when there's less races, so everybody tends to be on the same races, so the prices will tend to get a little bit keener during this time of year. Well, I hope you enjoy the new multi-search feature, and I hope you find it useful. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next month. Bye bye.